So what is up, you guys? In today's video, it's gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna give you an honest take on all the bad parts of growing a business that nobody else wants to tell you about. Let's dive in. All right, well, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. Just a quick reminder, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to go check out the Handmade Business Secrets podcast because it's going to be all this content plus a lot more that we did before we ever had a YouTube channel that's going to help coach you up on how to run your woodworking or your handmade business. It is super valuable. You can listen to it on the road, while you're in the shop working, whatever you're doing, you should check that out. Handmade Business Secrets podcast. Go subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you can listen to podcasts. So I want to talk really transparently today about the bad parts of growing a business. I want to talk about all the things that no one will tell you. I want to talk about the things that hurt, that are painful, that you need to know before you dive in. Okay, so number one, it will consume a lot of your brain power. Okay, it's going to take a lot of mental energy to try to grow a business. It is not easy. It is not sunshine and rainbows. If it was easy, everybody would do it. You're going to have to be constantly thinking about the next idea, the next innovation, the next way to solve this problem or solve that problem. It does. It requires a lot of brain power. Number two, it will be incredibly difficult to get and keep momentum inside of your business. A lot of times I feel like I'm literally just pushing a giant boulder up a hill. There are days where it feels like we're riding a sled down a hill and it's like, man, everything's going our way. But most of the time, it's a challenge. All that business is solving problems. If you can learn to solve problems all the time, you'll be fine. But that's essentially what business is. And it's hard to get and keep momentum. You might get momentum for a minute and then the next week you don't have it. And then you might get it again in a month and then 2 weeks later you don't have it. It's hard to get and sustain momentum inside your business. It is possible, but it's not easy. So number three, it will be weird watching all of your friends and family not understand you at all. This is something that if anybody could speak to, it would be me. I feel like an absolute black sheep to my friends and family. They don't understand me. I don't have anything in common with them. I don't know what to talk about when I get around them. They want to talk about the newest show on Netflix that I just don't even know anything about. I'm thinking about ministry, business, and family. Those are the three things that I think about. You know, those are the three things I get up and I do every day. I go and I pastor, I run businesses, and I pour into my family every evening. Those are the things that I talk about. Those are the things that I care about. Those are things that I do. Now, do I like sports? Yes, I like sports, but I don't keep up with it the same way that I used to because my brain is somewhere else. And so as a result of that, you know, when you get together and you start talking, like you're going to talk about the things you care about, but you're going to talk about a bunch of stuff that nobody else understands. Okay, they don't understand your woodworking business. They don't understand how to acquire customers. They don't understand making this stuff. They think, oh yeah, that's cute. That cute little business of yours. I love when people tell me that because it just inspires me to keep grinding until it's no longer just a cute little business. Okay, so it's gonna be weird watching all your friends and family not understand you. Here's the next one. You'll need to have an undying belief in yourself and your ability to make it happen, or it won't happen. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. If you don't believe in yourself, I promise you, there is nobody else that's gonna believe in you. Nobody. If you don't believe in yourself, good luck. You've got to believe that you can pull it off. You've got to believe that you can make it happen. You have to have this overly optimistic viewpoint that you can make it a reality. You might have a couple people, hopefully you do, in your corner that support you. You'll have very little support as you get started, but then everybody will be there to congratulate you when you've crushed it. And this is so true. Everybody wants to know somebody successful, but they don't want to help build up somebody to become successful, especially any more successful than they are. People want to see you succeed, but not any more than they are succeeding, right? And that's the little bit of, I think all of us have a little bit of pride in us and we struggle with that. But you've got to have an undying belief in yourself. Okay, the next one is everyone will have an opinion and project all of their shoulds onto you. So everyone has an opinion of what you should do. Well, you shouldn't work that much, or you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't work on Saturdays, or you should only work in the mornings, or you shouldn't work in the evenings, or you should do this, or you should do that. Like Alex Hormozy, I watched a video of Alex Hormozy not that long ago, and he talked about how we should get rid of the word should. He essentially said that the word should leave our vocabulary. It's because should is just our projection onto other people. People should do what they feel like they need to do to a certain extent, unless it's hurting people, right? And so if you're in a season of growing a business, whatever it takes to grow that business, apart from hurting your family or hurting people, that's what you should do. Who am I to tell you what you should do? But I promise you, all of your friends, all of your family, everyone's going to project what you should do. Okay, now you and your spouse need to be in agreement of what that should is. But other than that, nobody else should have a say in what you're doing. The next one, there will have to be a sacrifice somewhere in order to grow a business. And in my opinion, your sacrifice should not be on your family. It shouldn't be on your day job, you should bring your best to both of those things. In my opinion, it should be your leisure. And so if you take 20 hours of leisure each week, you should cut that down to 5. I'm not saying don't do anything that relaxes you or chills you out. You need to do stuff that relaxes you and chills you out. I believe in a Sabbath. I think that you need to have a day every week that you don't do work. That's biblical because you need to be restored. You need to have some energy, some passioning. And if you don't take a Sabbath, think about it. You have 7 days in a week, and if you don't take a break during those 7 days, well, you're going to have 14 days of straight work, right? Because you're just going to roll into next week and keep going. So that's a good reset. And also, I really believe that you get a lot of creativity through thinking, sitting, and pondering. In my personal opinion, God speaks a lot to me and gives me creative ideas through my Sabbath. And so I would encourage you to do the same. The last two is that you'll make devastating mistakes along the way. Man, you'll make some mistakes that you're like, how in the world did I manage to screw this up that bad? It'll be absolutely terrible. You have to believe that you can bounce back, and you have to be creative in order to do so. The second thing that you need to understand is that everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's going to fail. You are not unique. I see so many people that they fail one time in a business or they make a mistake and they disqualify themselves from being an entrepreneur or being a business owner. And the truth is that everybody makes mistakes. Even the best entrepreneurs in the entire world, they have made so many mistakes. It's not even funny. So you have to learn to have a really healthy relationship with failure and making mistakes. The last one is that you're going to experience some of the most discouraging and unforgiving moments of your life trying to run a business or own a business. And you're going to have clients that are super mad at you. That's another thing is you might work at a job where you don't have people mad at you sometimes. Well, when you own a business, there are going to be sometimes things that go wrong, and your clients or your potential customers, they might get mad at you about stuff. You have to learn to deal with handling those emotions when you maybe have never had to handle that before or have to understand that. And so for those of you that are trying to get started, trying to start a business, I wanted to give you guys a quick insight as to what to expect from an emotional standpoint, from a life aspect of how is this going to affect you as you start trying to grow a business. And so one quick free resource I want to tell you about it, there's a link below to it, and that is my free book, the Handmade Business Secrets book below. You can just enter your name, your email. It's like 90 pages long. It's a really quick read, but it's incredibly insightful to help you grow your handmade or your woodworking business. And so that being said, if you have not yet subscribed, make sure that you do that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.